Today we'll be continuing the adventures of Caillou. We will be reading Caillou Goes to Work.
You're getting to be a big boy.
I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I grow some more. I like exploring. I'm Caillou. So many things to do. Each day is something new. I'll share them with you. I'm Caillou. My world is turning, changing each day. With Mommy and Daddy, I'm finding my way. Growing up is not so tough. That's when I've had enough. But there's lots of fun stuff. I'm Caillou. Caillou, Caillou, I'm Caillou. That's me.
And me, and me, and me.
Caillou was going to Mummy's office for the first time. He was very proud of his new backpack. "Careful, Caillou. Those are revolving doors. Let me help you," said Mummy. "I can do it myself," Caillou replied. He headed through the doors. He pushed hard and found himself right back outside in front of Mummy. Caillou didn't understand what had happened. "You pushed too hard, Caillou. Come on, let's both try." The elevator was full of people Caillou didn't know. He was a little frightened and hid behind Mummy. He raised his head and looked around. A man smiled at him. At last, the elevator doors opened. Whew! Caillou was glad he had finally arrived. "Hello, Caillou," said the receptionist when she saw him with his Mummy. Caillou was very surprised to hear his name. "Caillou is here to work," Mummy said. Caillou was proud he was working too. "Wow!" Caillou exclaimed when he saw Mummy's office. "Look, you have your very own desk," Mummy said. She helped Caillou take off his jacket and his backpack. He ran to sit in the big chair behind the desk. "What would you like to do?" Mummy asked. "I want to do work," Caillou replied. Mummy sat down at her computer. Caillou opened his backpack and took out some paper and crayons. He wanted to write on paper, the way Mummy and Daddy did. Looking very serious, he drew lines and circles with his crayon. Then he threw that piece of paper away and picked up another. He started to draw a head, body, legs. "Finished!" Caillou exclaimed, bringing his picture over to show Mummy. "Already?" she said, not taking her eyes off her work. But Caillou insisted on showing her his drawing. "Look, Mummy, that's you. There's Daddy, there's Rosie, and this is me. Do you like my picture? It's wonderful, Caillou. You've worked very hard." Now Caillou felt like doing something else. "I want to play with you," he said. "I've still got a lot of work to do. Why don't you draw another picture?" said Mummy. Caillou went back to his desk, looking a little sad. He didn't feel like drawing anymore, and he didn't have anyone to talk to. Then Caillou remembered his teddy bear. He reached into his backpack and pulled out Teddy. "You know, Teddy, Mummy's work takes a long time," Caillou said with a big sigh. Mummy stood up and came over to Caillou's desk. She picked up the phone, dialed the number, and then handed the receiver to Caillou. "It's for you," she said. Surprised, Caillou took the receiver. "Hello? Daddy? It's me, Caillou. I'm working with Mummy." "Yes, I'm doing work too. We've got lots to do. I love you, Daddy. Bye." Caillou hung up, glad he had talked to Daddy. "It's noon, Caillou. Are you hungry?" Mummy asked. "I'm starving," Caillou replied. For lunch, they had a ham and cheese sandwich, cookies, an apple, and some juice. Caillou loved eating in the office. It was like a picnic. When he had finished eating, Caillou asked Mummy, "What are we going to do now?" "Why don't we hang up your picture?" Mummy suggested. "Oh, yes, I'll do it," said Caillou. There was a bulletin board on the wall behind Caillou's desk. He stood on the chair and put his picture right in the middle of the board. Then he took a thumbtack and pushed it through the top of his picture. "Good for you, Caillou. That drawing is great." "Daddy!" Caillou cried. He scrambled off the chair and ran to jump into Daddy's arms. Caillou has worked very hard, Mummy said. I'm really proud of you, Caillou, Daddy told him, giving him a big hug. Mummy helped Caillou put on his jacket and backpack. When they left the office, Caillou walked in front of Daddy. He liked being able to show him the way. Look, Daddy, revolving doors. You sure know a lot, Daddy replied. Wait, I'll show you how they work, said Caillou. He went through the doors and pushed firmly. You have to be very strong to make these doors turn, said Daddy. Oh, I know, Caillou replied proudly. On the way home, Caillou told Daddy all about his first day at work and about all the fun things he had done. The revolving doors, the elevator, the picnic in the office, and Teddy.